History is often written in blood, and few names carry as much weight, fear, and mystery as Ivan IV Vasilievich, the man the world remembers as Ivan the Terrible. But was he merely a madman, or was he the architect of a superpower? Today, we dive deep into the 16th century fog of Russia to uncover the truth behind its first Tsar. Ivan's story began in 1530 in the village of Kolomenskoye. While he was born into royalty, his childhood was anything but royal. By the age of 3, he lost his father. By 8, his mother was gone, likely poisoned by rival nobles. Imagine for a moment a young boy surrounded by the boyars, the elite nobility, who treated him with absolute contempt in private while bowing to him in public. He was often ignored, left hungry, and lived in constant fear for his life. This atmosphere of betrayal didn't just hurt him, it hardened him. It taught him that in the world of power, you either strike first or you perish. In 1547, at the age of 16, Ivan took a step that changed history forever. He didn't just become a grand prince, he crowned himself the first Tsar of all Russia. The early years of his reign were actually a golden era. He was a reformer. He modernized the army, introduced a new legal code called the Sudebnik, and brought the first printing press to Russia. His greatest early triumphs were on the battlefield. By conquering the khanates of Kazan and Astrakhan, he didn't just expand borders, he broke the centuries-old grip of the Tatars over Russian lands. To celebrate these victories, he commissioned the iconic St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow, a masterpiece that still defines the Russian skyline today. At this point, Ivan was a national hero, a visionary leader who was turning a fragmented collection of lands into a unified empire. But every shadow has a source, and for Ivan, that source was the death of his beloved wife, Anastasia, in 1560. He was convinced she had been poisoned by the boyars. This grief triggered a latent madness and a deep-seated paranoia that never left him. He created the Oprichnina, a state within a state. He formed a personal army of men dressed in black, riding black horses, who acted as his personal executioners. They were a 16th century secret police. Under Ivan's orders, they terrorized the country, burning cities and executing thousands of people on mere suspicion of treason. The hero of Kazan had become the terrible Tsar. He saw enemies everywhere, in the halls of his palace, in the churches, and even within his own family. The peak of this tragedy occurred in 1581. In a sudden, uncontrollable fit of rage, Ivan struck his eldest son and heir, Ivan Ivanovich, with a pointed staff. The blow was fatal. Historical paintings famously capture the chilling moment after the strike, the Tsar cradling his dying son, his eyes wide with a horrifying realization of what he had done. He had killed his own legacy. He had destroyed the future of his dynasty with one strike of his hand. In his final years, Ivan was a ghost of his former self. Physical pain and mental agony haunted him until his final breath on March 28, 1584. He collapsed while preparing to play a game of chess, leaving behind a Russia that was massive in size, but broken in spirit. So, how do we judge Ivan the Terrible? He was a man of two halves. One half was the brilliant strategist who unified Russia and opened it to the world. The other was a tyrant whose cruelty knew no bounds. He proved that absolute power is a heavy burden, one that can build an empire, but also destroy the soul of the man who wields it. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. What do you think of Ivan's legacy? Was his cruelty a necessity of the time, or was he simply a victim of his own mind? Let us know in the comments below. For more deep dives into the lives of history's most influential figures, don't forget to subscribe to Preyo Tidings. I'm your host, and I'll see you in the next video.